Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining me for our virtual Shabbat service today. You're joining me from the Boyle Heights History Studios, located in the heart of Boyle Heights, East Los Angeles. And you probably wonder, why do we call it the Boyle Heights History Studios when we're a museum and a cultural center? Well, it's also because we do actually have studios that are located here in order for people to dedicate themselves to the historic storytelling of our community. And we do that through different types of things, through lectures, through tours, but we also do it through recording music. We have an oldie studio with Lollipop Records. We also have a podcasting studio. We have video casting studios. But we also have the great privilege in this space of being able to welcome very many cultural and faith culture events into this space. And one of the things that we also welcome here, and that often has their events here for both the Shabbat and holidays, is the Boyle Heights Chavurah, the grassroots Jewish community of East Los Angeles, of which I am very honored to be your host and leader. And right now we can't be together because of the COVID-19 crisis, because of the coronavirus. And interesting, this Shabbat is Shabbat Vayachel, when we're supposed to be reading about this great mitzvah of the entire people of Israel coming together in unison in Mass. And ironically, that's what we can't do. Instead, our rabbis have mandated us that B'guat HaNefesh, in preservation of life, that because we are mandated to live by the Torah, not die by it. They have asked us to not come together, to follow, the instructions of the physicians, and we are not holding services in synagogues. Throughout the world, the synagogues are closed down. There are no groups that are coming together. And so many of us are having to innovate. And during this dark time, we are innovating here in this space. And what we're doing is that we're streaming all kinds of material for those of you who are at home, and we're going to continue to do so throughout this entire crisis. But during this time of darkness, I think that we need a little bit of joy. I think we need a little bit of light. And so let's just go ahead and get right into it. In the Jewish tradition, one of the things that we are asked to do is that we are asked to light lights on Shabbat in order to bring joy into our space, in order to, heighten the mood, but to also keep us from having any type of confusions at the table. It was instituted that we should have light within our home in order to welcome joy into our space. As it is said in the book of Esther, for the Jews, there was joy, there was light, there was joy, there was gladness, there was honor. So may it be for us. So light is really very important when it comes to being a symbol of joy within our tradition. So let us go ahead and bless the lights and welcome, the blessedness of light and warmth into our homes right now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehalik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, majestic sovereign, who has sanctified us with his commandments, has commanded us to light for Shabbat. Now, also, while we are at home, many of us are, at home with our families. And this is a perfect time for us to be able to extend blessing to our loved ones. I think especially at this time, it's important that we extend our blessings and our love and support to all of our loved ones. But some of us can't be with our children right now. I have two girls, my nieces, that I've raised like my daughters. I can't be with them right now during this crisis. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be saying these blessings for the children of my family that normally I would be blessing. But I'm going to be saying it from afar, extending this blessing onto them. So there is a way that we bless in the tradition, blessing for the boys and for the girls in our tradition. So let us go ahead and bless our children. Yesmicha Elohim ke Ephraim ke Menashe. May God make you like Ephraim and Menashe. Yesimecha Elohim ke Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. May God make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. And there's also a blessing that is extended for all of us, for the entire congregation of the people of Israel. And so let me bless us accordingly. Yivirechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and safeguard you. Ya'er Adonai fanav elecha v'echuneka. May the Lord illuminate his countenance for you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai fanav elecha v'yesem lecha shalom. May the Lord turn his countenance to you and establish peace for you. Now, one of the things that we also do within the Jewish tradition is we also, also think of our homes and our tables as, a sacred space in which when we set our table, we are setting it for blessings, and that we are making this our sacred space. And as we leave our synagogue, which is a sacred space, in order to come to our home, another sacred space in which our table becomes our altar, we are told that there are angels that are following us in order to bless us as we come home. And so in the European Jewish tradition, there actually is a very wonderful, wonderful prayer and song that we normally sing. And I know it'll bring great comfort for people, so let us sing it together. It goes like this in English so that you know, and it changes a little bit, but basically the core of it is, peace upon you, O ministering angels, angels of the exalted one, from the King who reigns over kings, the Holy One, blessed be he. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashared, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bechuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when we come home from the synagogue normally in order to have a festive meal, in order to break bread with each other. And this is actually one of the most sacred things that we can do with each other as a family unit, is be able to celebrate the holiness of Shabbat, in which we just take ordinary things. We take ordinary bread, we take ordinary wine and grape juice, and we make them holy by blessing them. That doesn't mean we make them magical in any way, but what we're doing is that we are infusing them with a purpose, with a higher divine purpose, and they therefore become holy. We can take just everyday ordinary things and do extraordinary things with them, and that is what we do with both bread and with wine. We say blessings, and on Shabbat we actually, instead of normally starting as we do before a meal with blessing the food itself, the actual bread, on Shabbat we want to start with blessing the Sabbath day, the holy day of rest, in which we are commanded by God in order to take a break and to enjoy ourselves and to let our souls be vayinafash, to be to be not just refreshed, but resouled, filled up again, blown up like a balloon. Our souls have life blown back into them. And so we start on Shabbat and holidays with the symbol of joy, which is wine. And so we are going to begin to say the Kiddush over the wine, and we are also going to lead into the blessing for the bread. So let us begin. Yom Hashishi ve'achulu hashamayim ve'ha'aretz ve'chol zeva'am ve'achal Elohim vayom hashvi'i mikol malakto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol malakto asher asa yevalrek Elohim ve'yom et yom hashvi'i ve'yakadesh oto kivo shavat mikol malakto asher bada Elohim le'asot. The sixth day, thus the heavens and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God completed his work which he had done, and he abstained on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because on it he abstained from all his work which God created to make. Sevri Rabbanan Rabbatenu Vedrabotai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who creates the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kedusho be'ahava uvratzon hilhilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit. Ki hu yom tehila lemiklai kodesh, zecher ledziat mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'harta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kadoshecha be'ahava uvral ratzon hilhaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who sanctifies the Sabbath. L'chaim. Now what we also do, next within, the tradition, the table, the Shabbat table tradition, normally what we do at this time is we also prepare ourselves in order to break bread. And before we break bread, in the Jewish tradition, what we are commanded to do is wash our hands. We are commanded to wash our hands in order to sanctify our hands. And what's very interesting, though, about this blessing is that even though we're commanded in the Bible that we are to wash our hands, when we actually do the process of it, the blessing that we say is rather unique. We don't actually use the word wash within the blessing. But it is important that we do wash our hands in order, that we understand that we are taking these hands and we are making them sacred objects in which we are going to do mitzvot, in which we are going to do blessings with. And so we are supposed to wash our hands. Now, hopefully before we came to the table, we already have clean hands, so we're not sanitizing our hands. But what we are doing is that we are elevating our hands to a level of sacredness. And that is really how the blessing goes, that we elevate our hands for sacredness. And so for those of you who know Hebrew, even just a passing knowledge of Hebrew, I ask you to keep in mind what this blessing is as we say it. And we normally wash our hands in this manner, pouring water over each hand up into our wrist. And what we do is that we end up passing it into another hand. We save a little water, we rub our hands together, then we lift our hands and we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and has commanded us to elevate our hands. And then, now we complete with our final blessing on that we have here before the meal. Now that we've washed our hands, we prepare to break bread. And so, let me bring the challah over, and we will say the blessing. And all of you at home can yotzi on my motzi here. And hopefully some of you have some challah at home, or any type of bread that you can bless over. Let us say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth. Delicious. I just wish that the rest of you were here to be able to join me, and very soon that you will. But we're going to keep doing this as long as we are in isolation. We're going to continue to, whatever extent that we can, be able to connect with each other and still be able to keep the cohesiveness of a community. And I say that is because, when I was young, I was a homeless teenager on the streets that I was taken in by a bunch of Hasidim. And one of the things I first learned in the Hasidic tradition is that as Jewish people, we should always think of ourselves as united as one people. That we might be separated by space, but we are still together as one people, even when we must part ways with each other for some time. We are still tied together at the soul. And so when we are leaving the presence of each other, when we greet each other, when we are leaving each other, we don't say goodbye. What we say is sei gesund. We say may you be well, may you be in good health. Never do we say goodbye to each other because we are not separated from each other. May we wish good health upon each other. And so with that in mind, I hope that all of you and your families remain safe throughout this crisis. And, sei gesund, may you be well, may you be in good health. Shalom Aleichem, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.